Alright, I just want to preface this out of the gate. Um, this is not an official gaming video, but I did have to get my Switch because it is important for what I'm about to discuss. If you guys remember the video I did regarding Super Mario 3D World, the format of this video is going to be like a little bit similar to that. Probably shorter, maybe not, I don't know, but yeah. And Boris is here, what? It's like his first like actual video debut, like officially. You can watch from over there, buddy. Alright, so some of you guys may or may not know that I have played Super Mario Odyssey before. I never made content for it, but I have played it. And a part of me was contemplating if I want to do content for it, but regardless of that, I was like, I cannot get myself to make content for a game that I haven't even 100%. Because on my first file, which I made back in 2019, 2020, I had 6 moons that I didn't collect. So, and like I'm a fan of watching like Mario Odyssey content creators like Smalland, CJF, or Morph23. Like, I've been watching them do like all these crazy challenges, and I'm just like, I gotta bite the bullet. I wanted to revisit this game at some point, so I figured I just had to do it. So I'm gonna just show you guys like how all of that went. And yes, I know my video saving habits haven't gotten any better. I know that. So bear with me. It all actually starts with this moon. This is in the 2D sub area in Mushroom Kingdom, so this is post-game. For whatever reason, I would struggle with this moon because, like, back when I was playing this, like, the gravity change, like, really confused me. Like, I would, like, since then, I managed to get it down. The thing is, like, you kind of have to, like, move your joystick, like, according to, like, where, like, the gravity is shifting. So you kind of have to do, like, a full rotation when it, like, because holding forward the whole time isn't going to cut it. But then I finally got to this point, and I was just like, why was I struggling with this back then? That really wasn't that hard. That was just the first of 6 I was missing, and the other one was that I needed to conquer was 100 jump rope. So for those who don't know, you get 2 moons for doing the jump rope. One if you do 30, and the other one if you do 100. And I think my high score in that initially was like 60 something, like 62. I couldn't master that to save my life, so you guys can hate me for this if you want. I resorted to a glitch. That's not me saying the glitch was easy, because it wasn't. I actually had to look up how to do this glitch, and I'll leave it in the description down below. But, this was me attempting it, so let me explain what's going on here. In the post-game, you come back to Metro Kingdom, you see all these letters. You have to line up the letters in a specific way and have the M perpendicular to the letter you want to use. And you have to take the scooter and you have to drive, jump, and dismount it so that the so like imagine this is the edge of the M, right? Like you want to drive the scooter and jump off it to where like it's leaning on like this. And, well, I'm not going to say anymore. I'll just let the clips speak for themselves. I think this was one of my attempts. yeah, so you want the scooter leaning against the M like that. Now, here's the thing. I could not get this to work for the longest time. But then the video said, like, oh, you have to, like, capture the M, like, with your camera in this angle. And I was like, I don't see how that makes a difference, but I'll do it. And it did. So by doing it, and when the camera's in this specific angle, the M is able to push all the way up against the R, or whatever letter you're using. I think you use any letter, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the M is fly with the letter, and now if you catch the R, you can move freely out of bounds. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with the jump rope? Well, because you can move anywhere you want. But I don't know what's taking me so long, but yeah. Now you can just basically go over here and you do nothing. I guess because, like, the letters aren't supposed to be out of balance, like, the game can't really process that there's something there. And, yeah, that was my old record, and I was just standing there until I, yeah. Under jump rope. Obviously, if you can get 100 legit, then good on you. But if you've been struggling like I have, then this glitch does help. And mind you, and keep in mind, I'm using the most recent updated version of this game, so this glitch still works. It hasn't been patched. It still works. And then the next one I had to tackle was the volleyball moon. Now again, just like in jump rope, there are two moons for volleyball. One if you get 20 and one if you get 100. And sadly, there was no glitch for that one, so I pretty much just had to go into it and just do it. Yeah, the thing is, I find that you're not immediately out if the thing lands on the ground as long as you can hit it like that. Like, you do have a little bit of a grace period. I think this is the one where I messed up, though. I already... Yeah. I threw Cappy in the wrong direction. But I knew I was making progress. You can also, like, spike the ball to, like, get coin, but, like, I wouldn't suggest spiking it unless it, like, I don't know. I just wouldn't recommend going for it. I suggest, like, giving yourself enough time to react as possible. I thought about keeping it going, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. So that's how I got that one. But buddy, that's not a real fish. That's not a real rabbit. No. Horse is hungry, man. Now with all this, I had only 3 moons left to get, and these 3 moons were part of a multi-moon. Which, if you don't know, multi-moons are moons that you get for completing like beating bosses or like doing world peace in a given area. So the last multi-moon I had to get was the one you get in Darker Side. So for those who don't know, after you beat Bowser in Moon Kingdom, you unlock Dark Side, which is where you rematch all the Brutals. And then once you get 500 moons, you unlock Darker Side, which gives you the final multi-moon of the game. It's supposed to be a very tough obstacle course where there are no checkpoints. None at all. So if you die like right towards the end, gotta start all over again. I don't remember. Oh, no, never mind. I remember why I saved this. Because part of getting 100% is getting all the soundtracks, and I didn't have all of them. I was missing one, which was the Japanese version of Escape. That's why I say that. That was the last one I was missing for soundtracks, because that is required to beat the game. You gotta get up all the soundtracks, collectibles, captures, all that. I want to say you need 999 moons, but I don't quite remember if that's necessary, so don't quote me on that. But after you get all the 890 moons, then you can just rack up coins and just buy as many moons as you need from the shops. That'll give you your 999 right there. But anyways, I don't even know, like, okay. Well, this is how it starts. Like, you just have to capture the frog, and, like, funny thing is, there is a method you can do if you're doing, min cap's darker side. You can do a CRC, or Cabby Return Cancel, to capture the frog that's waiting on the other side of the map, and I actually did try to do that, but I don't even know why I saved that. I was just like, I'm off to a good start. But anyway, yeah, I tried to do the CRC, and now I'm just like, I'm just not that good at the game. So I was just like, okay, I just have to, like, just... Obviously, the beginning of the frog part is like, that's not even the hard part. I think the only reason I'm struggling here, because, okay, again, I want you guys to keep in mind, I haven't touched this game in like 5 to 6 years, right? It's been a while. So I was a little bit rusty with everything, so I didn't remember like how like the pole mechanics work, but once I figured that out, obviously I would say the beginning part is the easiest. Like, the beginning, it's not meant to be that hard. And then prior to that, there's a bunch of Goombas, which... I will say, though, the beginning part is not necessary, because, like, in the beginning part, you can stack a bunch of Goombas and, like, destroy this one machine thing, and it'll give you a life-up part, which isn't required, but I will say I will tell you guys right now, it definitely makes this a lot easier. But yeah, after all that is the Potable section. There is absolutely no way around this. You absolutely need the Potable because you need to access the cannon at the end. See, this is where the life up part will come in handy, because like you can just damage boost all the spikes, no problem. That one does give you a heart though, just not a multi-heart. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the thing I was talking about earlier. This section right here is entirely optional. You don't need to do this. But I'm telling you guys, it makes the beginning portion that much easier, trust me. I'm just gonna skip it. Okay, this is the uproot section, which my dumbass just forgot how to do that. But yeah, you have to like climb through all this with the uproot while avoiding all the burbos. Which, let's be real, that's the only reason why this section is really even that inherently difficult. Hold on real quick. Sorry, I thought somebody was knocking on my door for a second. But yeah, full transparency, like, in that part, like, you just have to, like, use the uproot to, like, push yourself downwards. That's... Oh yeah, this is the Capulus section. And this is after the... Yeah, I just kind of been all over the place, but, I think I might be able to show it all later, but, like, there's a portion where you have to use Yoshi. So you go through that section, and then you go through this Capulus section, and then you get to Glidon. Which, with Glidon, you just like move through all the wind tunnels and shit while avoiding the urban sting beast, which I'm actually gonna get to that later because that did remind me of something, but I'm gonna get to that later. And then you have the little fork section right there which leads to that pipe. I think this is where I end up losing a life, I think. Or, no? Okay, no, I didn't. And then the normal way would just be like going through that pipe. Please remember that I said normal way. Okay, so once you enter the pipe, you go enter this area where there's a bunch of rain burners and then burbos. And the thing with that is, like, if you trigger a single ring burner, it'll trigger a chain reaction. Thus making that section much harder. And then you gotta go through a Pokio section, and then a 2D Donkey Kong section, and then you move on to the Bowser painting. And this section was just hell. I would later go on to try to do this without even hitting that at all, but even that I started to find a little bit difficult. I'm trying to do so much of the Yoshi section. Oh, I don't know what I try to do here. Okay. So I was trying to do something with Glidon, and then I got hit by a fly. But I'll go more in depth what I was trying to do later. I don't even know what I was trying to do here. I'm just gonna skip like right to the new stuff. Oh, this is what I was trying to do the CRC. Oh yeah. Oh no, never mind. Okay, no, nothing new. Yeah, I was trying to do this section without hitting the rain burner, but it was just... Which I don't remember how I hit it. When did I hit it? Oh, yeah, it was when I accidentally hit that one. Yeah, and then this section would keep pissing me off because I would keep, like, missing my mark by, like, a millimeter, and then I would just take lava damage. Yeah, like that. And I was like, okay, that was a waste. Yeah, I don't even know why I hit it in that moment. I think it was just an act of desperation. And now, in my mind, for some reason, I thought that was what... Well, okay, when that... Yeah, I was like, I thought it was ending soon, so I decided to just stand on the very edge like a dumbass. And the thing is, if I didn't make that mistake, I feel like I could have been fine because the next section, like, there was no place for me to take damage because it was just the Pokio section. Oh yeah, I think I tried doing, I tried doing something here to where, like, you can get on top of that block and like potentially like skip up to that wall to skip the freezing water section, but I didn't do it right, and I was just like, I'm not even gonna bother. This is the only thing in the Yoshi setting that was difficult. Like the first one, you just have to like extend your tongue through 2 conveyor belts to dodge fuzzies, where that part isn't that difficult. But for some reason, I was really struggling with this section. Oh, and then I found out I can go around the wall. Okay, so that was the part where I was actually doing good. Okay. But yeah, ideally, I would say, like, ignore, like, the first 2 set of blocks, and then, like, the very last section, that's when I would activate the ring burners, because if you get to the Sphinx and you get that light up part, if you haven't gotten it already, it'll just make the second half that much more bearable. But anyways, I learned how to, like, I tried to figure out how to do this part right here. So the idea is to throw Cappy underneath the thing, and then you have to do a backflip to get on top, and then you can just, oh yeah, yep, just like that. You just ride that thing like an elevator, so you don't even have to do that section. And then if you go up there, you'll find another heart, so... Okay. I think this was the attempt where I died trying to do it. Because, yeah. And then from there, okay, so let me kind of explain what's happening. And I'll leave the link in the description below to the video that helped me figure this part out. It was also the video that taught me how to do the the capulus portion the way I just showed you guys. But anyways, I'll leave that link in the description down below. So in the beginning of this area, you guys might remember like all the wind gust. Well, with Glide-On, the interesting thing is if you shake the controller while you're using Glide-On, you descend at a much slower rate. So right before you hit the first wind gust, you start shaking your controller, and then while you're at your maximum height, you'll just descend very slowly. So if you do that right, you can skip past the sub area portion, and then you can go all the way to the Bowser painting. I only messed up the first time because I hit a fly, but honestly, I think I could have hit like the very first attempt. Now, there is a wire on the other side that leads like right to the very end. You can use the Glide-On method to get there too, but like I wasn't gonna try to do all that. And then like Glide-On will like deactivate right there, but then like hopefully by that point you can just jump on over there. Then there's the Bowser section, which I'm gonna be honest, I probably didn't even need to destroy the rocks coming behind me. Like honestly, part of me thinks they're probably better off just ignoring them, because like as soon as you enter the painting, like you get 6 health right out the jump. So I would say like just ignore them. But yeah, then you go all the way down there. And then boom. That's the moment I was like, after 5 years of just neglecting my fears. You can argue that I cheated if you want. You can argue that, but I don't care. And then lastly, you just have to capture a frog and just climb up that tower right there, which I don't know if I showed him in this clip or not, but behind the tower there actually is a very tall coin stack. I got a little teary-eyed in the moment, but at the same time, I was like, Cappy, how do you remember all this? We haven't spoken in like 5 years. But yeah, then from there, you just climb to the very top of the tower. And that's where the multi-moon awaits. And just like that, long journeys end. Now you might think like, well, that's like where it should end, right? Stop eating the rabbit. Wait, what are you doing with my controller? Stop eating they are not real. But anyways, oh, I guess before I explain that, yeah, if you get the final ultimate, you get the invisibility cap. That's your reward for being darker side. I forgot about that. But anyways, you would think it'd be over at that point. But in order to like fully beat the game, because there was one thing I forgot to mention. You need all the moons, soundtracks, collectibles, captures, and outfits. Now you might notice like these with like the little star on them, like those are special outfits. And those were outfits that were added to shops as DLC. Those outfits don't contribute, but I wanted to get them anyways. But even then, I was still missing a good bit of expensive outfits, so I was trying to figure out like how to get coins, so I tried doing this one, which I failed miserably. But then I found, and I'll leave the link to the article in the description down below. I think it was IGN, I believe. There are 3 areas in the game where players like to go to for coin grinding. The first one is this area in Bowser's Kingdom. Well, I'm not sure if I would call this the first one, but like I guess this is the first one I did. But yeah, you go to this sub area and just like do it numerous times, like you grind coins that way. Again, I haven't touched the game in a while, so I was a little bit rusty. Clearly. And then this is the other one in Cascade, where you break through the blocks and destroy the burrows with a T-Rex. That's another easy way to grind coins. And then, yeah. The last one is in Wooded Kingdom. So what you do in Wooded Kingdom, like you can go to the observation deck, go down to the area like right before the Torque Drift fight. You can catch a coin coffer, get the coins from him, then you grab a nut, and then come back out the observation deck to do this sub area, and you can keep doing that over and over again to accumulate the coins you need. And yeah, you basically just keep doing that. Now, here's the thing. There are 2 outfits that require 9,999 coins, but only one of those outfits, which is a skeleton outfit, is required to aim towards 100% on your profile. The other one's like a special 2D Mario outfit, but that's a special outfit, so it doesn't matter. Did I end up getting it anyways? Yes. And then from there, as you can see, I've just been doing Balloon World, which is something going on post-game, but you do need online for that. I will say, though, I would say Balloon World is faster in terms of getting coins. But if you don't have access to on the internet, then just use any of the three methods that I've used and just like do them like over and over again until you accumulate the coins you need to buy everything. And yeah, that was me buying the last of the special outfits, which again, and I should preface, they're not required for 100% completion. I just wanted them for me. And then after that, I just decided to buy moons. And there's me just putting all my moons in the Odyssey. Yeah, that's like... Yeah, that was 99 moons right there, man. And then after that, you do this little section in the Mushroom Kingdom. You do a capture on that thing. There you go. And then I told myself I wouldn't feel complete until I did the Bowser Reef fight, which does appear after you do Darker Side, which is basically just a slightly harder version of the original Bowser fight, I think. Which, as you can see, I kind of struggled with because, again, I haven't done the boss fight in like 5 years. The main part I struggled with was like trying to figure out like how to jump over the flames and shit when he does the fire breathing thing, but I figured it out. And then after that, I was like, let's just send it. This is a very catchy song, I would add. Like, this game in general does have a really phenomenal soundtrack. I love it. But yeah, then after that, I was like, we're done. And then after that, I've still been doing Balloon World because I want to try to get my rank up in that, but again, none of this matters for 100%. So, yeah. No eating. And that's just been like what I'm doing. Is it possible I might start making content for next week? Time will tell. But anyways, figured I just update you guys on that, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Take care.